Welcome to Tansson TV Plus. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Mom.
Thank you so much for joining us. We always love doing this. And Mom, how are you doing today?
I am doing fine, Brandon. Thank you so much for asking. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and I heard we're doing another Christmas show?
We are doing another Christmas TV series, Brandon, and today, or TV episodes, and I'll use the word episodes today because we're going to talk about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but not just one episode, Brandon, not just two, but 3 episodes of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Wow, a whole 3 episodes? So, Mom, how are we going to do this?
I don't know, Brandon. We're going to figure this out as we're going along.
Well, that sounds good to me. And, Mom, we can go ahead and get started with these 3 episodes. We're going from all over the place here. Episode 15 of the series, episode 38 of the series, and episode 86 of the series.
Yep, all of them are winter Christmas episodes. All right, in the first season, the episode is called, in season 1, is called Deck the Halls, and this is episode number 15. And this episode involves really just Ashley and Will decorating for the Christmas season. All right, and then for season 2, episode 38 is called Will's Christmas Show. And in this particular episode, the whole family goes out of town to go skiing, but they are actually robbed while they're there. While they're there, and then season 4, and this is episode 86 total, and this is because twas the night before christening, and so in this particular episode, this is about the christening of baby Nicholas.
Well, Mom, thank you so much for all those synopses.
You are welcome, Brandon.
Yeah, and we certainly have a lot to talk about. And Mom, overall, did you enjoy these 3 episodes?
I did enjoy them. You can see I enjoyed them so much I couldn't decide which one we were going to talk about.
Yes, and I enjoyed them as well, to varying degrees as to which ones I enjoy and for which reasons.
I'm sure. But yes, when we originally watched them, the first thing I asked you, and I kind of asked myself, was which episode stood out the most. And for me, it was actually the season 2 Christmas episode. I can't give you a reason why. It was just the one that when I thought about the holidays, I thought about that particular episode. And then I immediately went after that one to the one with Nicholas's christening. And then I had actually completely forgotten about the Deck the Halls episode. So it was interesting to see, for me, looking back, all 3 episodes and how they celebrated the holidays. And so I just thought it was fun. And so when we tried to decide which episode to focus on, we just couldn't decide. So we decided to do all 3. All right. So let's talk. Like I said, for last week, we brought back our little scheme. Alrighty. So to review this, I have brought back the criteria that we used last year and when we talked about our holiday shows. And so first of all, let's talk about the nostalgic feeling and watching these episodes. For me, the nostalgic feeling came back because it just reminded me of actually watching them originally. And then, but the show itself, because they kind of hit on certain themes for Christmas, like the Deck the Halls one really dealt with a lot of decorations and then trying to figure out how to show Christmas to different people. And not only that, they talk about how different people perceive how decorations should be shown to other people. And so I thought it was interesting when it came down to it. They started talking about the spirit of Christmas, which came down to the children and actually enjoying the lights and things that they saw, and how it stood out to them as being one of the best things that they'd ever seen. So the second season for me is nostalgic because it kind of talks about the Christmas spirit, and then also in regards to having a whole extended family there together. The episode itself did not just talk about did not just involve the core family. It involved the extended family also with Will's mother and her sisters. And so it was just nice to see the whole group together. And then we have the announcement of a birth coming at the same time period. And then finding the spirit of Christmas also. Even though they were robbed, they did talk about what the true meaning of Christmas was. And then we have on season 4, that was the night before christening. And that particular one, because for me, this stands out because it is a christening of a child. And so it goes back to once more the baby. And so I just thought the episode was very nicely done. And so that's why these are kind of nostalgic for me. All right, Brandon, your thoughts?
Yeah, and so to start off with the "Twas the Night Before Christening" one of the reasons I believe that this has a nostalgic feel is because it's also a not to flashback, but it is telling a story that already happened, and so it is Uncle Phil telling this to Nicholas when he was a little older, and so with that being said, is that clearly for the characters within the story that it's already nostalgic for them going back and telling the story probably for the first time, and so in that sense I think the story in essence is made to have that nostalgic feeling, especially with ending with him wanting to be with his godfather, and so I thought that was very nostalgic. And of course, as you mentioned with the other two episodes, that Deck the Halls, of course, they're trying to bring everyone to a feeling of old time Christmas, not just have other people decorate your house for you. Let's actually put in the effort and sing a Christmas cheer. And then, of course, for Will's Christmas show, uh, heading to our middle episode, is that I think that one's sort of nostalgic in the sense that, as you mentioned, that family aspect. We have the whole family all in one spot for once. And it's the only one, I believe, out of these three that actually have the entire family. I know the christening one has most of the family, but this is the only one with all of them.
Yes, yes. All right. And I'm not going to go through all this list, Brandon. For those who are listening, I'm not going to go through all of it with these. But I do want to talk about the songs because they do. That's something that does stand out for me for each of these episodes. The first season, like the halls, we have some just the kids coming caroling, and so the songs are there, Christmas songs that come along there. And then for the season 2 episode, with Carlton as he, does his dancing and he does the singing. And so I thought that was really kind of fun to watch. All right. And for the fourth one, we are actually delighted to see that we actually have Boys to Men on. And so they sing a few couple of Christmas songs. And so the songs actually stand out in each of these episodes. And then, of course, each of these episodes have cute kids because they're just the main focus on each of the episodes, too. And so, in that the family feeling is there for all the episodes. And so, for me, these 3 episodes for Fresh Prince kind of embody bits and pieces of Christmas. And so, that is why I kind of chose all 3 to go over.
But yeah, I mean, I liked, like I said, all three for what they are worth. And of course, within them, we get, of course, not just 3 episodes, but you get to see their development over the course of 3 different seasons. And so we even see Will's interactions with the family being different within each of them. Whereas in the first one, he was more of that outsider. Whereas by the time we hit the fourth season one, he is truly a part of the family. And even the dynamics that he has with the extended family are different between the one from season 2 and the one from season 4.
Yeah, that's very observant, Brandon. And yes, that is very true. Very true. So it was nice to see the progression of a character through the series.
Yeah, and even within it, I feel like even the way that the stories are told are a little bit different. And so, as I mentioned before, in the fourth season one, the whole thing is being told at a much later date, and it's a story being told, so things may not be exactly accurate. And I like that the fourth season one, even though while I remember the episode, I didn't remember it was a Christmas episode. I remember it was a christening, but I like that it had, I feel, the typical nostalgic, things aren't working out in exactly the way we'd anticipated, but we're going to make the most of it sort of feeling. Um, when uh, when Aunt Viv, she Yeah, when Viv, when she invited her two sisters to be godmothers, but apparently by mistake. Although I don't know how exactly she mistakenly invited both of them to be godmothers when neither of them were the choice.
Yes, but that was just kind of funny to watch. And it was interesting that neither were actually chosen to be the godmother. When it came, Jeffrey ended up being the godmother or godfather, rather.
But yes, and so that definitely was interesting. And overall, I mean, were there any other changes you noticed between the three episodes, minus Aunt Viv being a little different?
Yeah, no, Brandon, I think you did a nice job explaining that. So now I agree totally with what you've said.
But that's good to know, and it's been great going through some of these Christmas episodes. Of course, free in this one, but some of our previous ones that we've gone through, and just sort of identifying, especially with the criteria we came up with last year.
Yes, yes, and I'm glad to see that the criteria kind of holds, and that we're able to use it over and over again.
But yeah, and especially considering, through the decades. I mean, we didn't do as many decades as we did, of course, last year. But nevertheless, the fact that I feel like this is sort of a special time for TV shows, and I hope that some modern shows, begin having these Christmas episodes again. I know some of the ones we saw this season did, but hopefully it has a little resurgence.
I know, and we didn't talk about any of the shows that occurred um, this season. But yes, we were happy to see that they did have quite a few of them did have holiday specials.
But yeah, and so, Mom, is there anything else that you want to mention for the Fresh Prince of Bel Air?
No, I just think if you're looking for something else to watch, go ahead and tune into these 3 episodes of the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Yeah, you plenty of yeah, you have quite a bit to choose from.
Yes, you sure do. And we thank everyone for watching today.
Yes, definitely, and make sure to continue, following us as we finish out 2024 strong.
All right, have a great day, everybody.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.